Thousands of troops from North Korea have been moved into Russian territory.
Satellites are recording the movement of DPRK troops into Russia. Up to 12,000 military personnel, including a special forces unit of 1,500 soldiers, are already deployed in Vladivostok. South Korean intelligence is monitoring everything. Our intelligence knows it too. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation, had the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine on Telegram.
Pyongyang has handed over to Russia a detachment of the Special Operations Force. Usually, members of such units are engaged in reconnaissance and assessing South Korea's defense capabilities. What role they will fulfill in the Russian Federation's war against Ukraine, which is not like the traditional arena for covert missions, is not yet known, writes The Telegraph.
North Korea's Special Operation Forces is one of the most secretive units of its kind in the world and an enigma to Western powers, appearing loyal and highly trained but lacking in advanced military equipment, from publication by The Telegraph.
North Korean soldiers are given uniforms of the Russian armed forces and Russian-made weapons, as well as fake IDs of residents of Yakutia and Buryatia to hide their origins, claims Seoul. Moreover, Russian soldiers have prepared forms in Korean to facilitate their equipment. The presence of soldiers from North Korea on the front lines has not yet been officially confirmed. However, they may be deployed there by the end of the year. The possible participation of soldiers from North Korea in Russia's war against Ukraine is a dangerous escalation, said the president of the NATO Parliamentary Assembly. In his opinion, the fact that North Korea is supplying the Russian Federation with missiles and shells and now military personnel shows Russia's weakness.
I do think from the Ukrainian and
NATO point of view, this demonstrates some sort of weakness of Russia. Do you really need North Korean troops to be stationed in Europe to fight in Ukraine? Perhaps because, frankly speaking, Russian capabilities are exhausted. Russian losses are estimated at 600,000 killed, wounded and missing. This is already approaching the losses in World War II during the initial stages of Operation Barbarossa.
The North Korean military in the ranks of the Russian army can be considered neither mercenaries nor volunteers. After all, we are talking about units of the regular army of the DPRK. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry believes the best response of Pyongyang's actions is the Allies' full support of the Ukrainian victory plan proposed by Kyiv.
The Euro-Atlantic community must recognize the fact that the DPRK is invading Europe alongside Russia and act without delay. Russia is expanding the scope of its war. In response, allies should increase military support for Ukraine, lift restrictions on long-range strikes, begin intercepting Russian missiles and drones over Ukraine, provide an invitation to NATO, increase investment in arms production in Ukraine. Andriy Sybiha, Ukrainian Minister of Foreign Affairs, on social network X.
South Korea has been proving Kyiv with humanitarian and financial aid since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The country has joined Western sanctions and imposed export restrictions on the Russian Federation. However, being one of the largest arms exporters in the world, Seoul is hesitant to supply weapons and equipment to Kyiv directly. In the current situation, Ukraine should more actively develop relations with South Korea, political analysts believe. According to Defense Express, the Ukrainian armed forces would benefit from KT-SSM-2, the South Korean equivalent of ATACMS, ballistic missiles of the Hyunmoo-2 family, as well as land-based Hyunmoo-3 missiles, to eliminate the North Korean contingent in Russia. Reported by Serhiy Kulas, Valeria Nekapelova, UATV News.